Decisions. At some point today, you're going to make a few of them. And decisions are a huge part of our life. And sometimes those decisions are critical on what our results are. All through our life, all through our day, we constantly make decisions. Some of them being little and for personal reasons, and some being big that move mountains and growing and increasing the capacity of our organizations that we run. Guys, today I want to talk to you about decision making. No matter what the decision is, there is a process that you mentally go through to make that decision because you want to make the right decision. Well, over the last year and a half, we've been working to develop a decision journal, something that's going to help you frame out your thoughts and ideas and help you make the right decision. Understand what your opportunities and threats are, organize your strengths and weaknesses so that your organization, yourself, is better prepared to take on the decision that you're going to make. I talk to people each and every day, and sometimes the simplest decisions have such a large effect on our organization. I'll give you an example. Just the other day, I was speaking to the individual that told me that they're looking at making a decision of imposing a 3% fee on anyone that uses a credit card for the services that they purchase from the organization. And they had all these ideas, all these opportunities and strengths and weaknesses and threats that were presenting themselves. We're going through tough times right now, and we will continue to go through tough times, and making good decisions is so important. Today, guys, I want to show you a decision journal that we have put together that I believe is going to be instrumental for you in your personal life or in your work as you continue to move forward. So stay with me. So before I dive into this decision journal, let's talk about how this came to life a little bit. First and foremost, I'm Brandon Bonderfer, creator and founder of the Key2Success Planning System, a planning system that's built to help you in your personal, professional, and career development. Also helps you expand and grow your organizations. Well, several years ago, I started building a digital planner that worked for me to help me grow multiple organizations that I ran by allowing me to focus on the goals and activities that I had in front of me, but also at the same time empowered me to get the things done personally in my life, spiritually, and with my health. And through that process, I've been able to build a planning system for those that are using OneNote, GoodNotes, Windows applications, iPads, Apple applications, Androids. Even if you're Remarkable or e-paper devices, we have a planner for you. Throughout the journey of building this planning system, I not only wanted to build tools that were impactful to each and every one in their daily life, but I wanted to have tools that help expand your idea, enrich your organizations, and help you propel yourself forward so those dreams, those ideas, those visions you had in front of you were realities at some point or another along the journey. Well, through this process and over the last 7 years, I learned how important decision making is. We always can say that we learn from our mistakes, but the reality is it's decisions that we make that make meaningful impact on our life or consequentially do not produce the results that we're looking for, and we make adaptations, which is that learning key element, to better improve the road that we are on. Well, throughout all the different books that I've read and through all the different people that I've listened to, I've came to a conclusion that journaling about your decisions, being able to make measurables take place, and being able to have a focus on what it is you're trying to accomplish is so important to the outcome. So with all of that said, I am super excited to bring to you guys the Key2Success Decision Journal. Let's take a look at it. So first and foremost, we're looking at the decision journal here on an iPad. I mentioned that this decision journal can be used across several different applications. It can be used across platforms like Windows, Apple, Android, even e-paper devices. It can be used in OneNote, GoodNote, NoteShelf, Nobility, and several other PDF annotation apps. First and foremost, when we look at the decision journal, this is going to be a component that you're going to add on to an existing notebook. You can import it as your own notebook, but in this case here, I'm adding it into my daily planner. So the first and foremost, what we did is we designed a decision journal to help you organize the thoughts behind your decision. So I'll kind of go through this for you guys so you can see it. First, decision board. This is a place where you're going to decompress your thoughts, write out your notes and ideas without really taking any action on them. It's just all those things that are turning around in your brain that you kind of want to just kind of like lay out in a paper to help clear out what's up here, put it down here so you can start thinking through the process of making this decision. From here, let's talk about what is the actual decision that you're making. Explain the purpose. Why the need for the decision in the background. Previously in the video, I talked about the business owner that I talked to that was looking at imposing a 3% fee to credit card processing for anyone that used a credit card in the orders or services that they placed. So you can see here they talked about the cost of the actual fees itself, how it was impacting their business. It actually accounted for 30% of their net profit, that fee did. And it's not a lot, but it's a huge amount when it adds up over a period of time. From there, who does it impact? What is the mental and physical impact that's taking place? Well, in this case, it's the customers, the cost of the service, the employees haven't explained the fee, the owner is affecting their bottom line. Whom does it concern? Well, in this case, it's all parties really that are involved. For this particular business, it's everyone, but overall, it's mostly going to impact the business owner because they're going to have to deal with the outcome of net profit shrinking. And then we wanted to add a spot where we talk about current state. When we talk about current state, it's where your thoughts are at the current moment. What is your intellectual thought on what is taking place around you and what is the state of this decision as it so be? And from there, we move over to your intuitive thinking. What is your gut telling you? So many times we have this gut feeling and this reaction to make a decision, and sometimes I like to understand what that is before I go into a process of actually trying to determine what is the right decision. Just get it out there and inform not only you or any other parties that may be in the discussion. And what is your role? What is the accountable action? For this particular business owner, it was to provide clear communication to employees and customers on the decision that was going to be made. So we want to know what your role in action is so that you can define that as you move through the decision process. A lot of times we come to a decision, we make it, sometimes we fail in the next steps. And one of the things with this decision journal is not only make sure the next steps take place, but to hold accountable the parties so we achieve our goals through the decision. And then what is the favorable outcomes and what are some of the possible outcomes that might take place from this decision? Moving over to the right side of the page spread, we have a SWOT analysis. A lot of people have asked for a SWOT analysis throughout our planning system, and this is the first place we're going to integrate it, and that is going to be in a decision journal. We're also going to make this as a tile. If you don't know what tiles are, by all means, check out the description, learn about our planning systems, but tiles are something that we're bringing to all of our new planners so that you can customize and personalize those pages so that you can outfit those for whatever's going to work best for you and your organization. So we want to be able to talk about what is our strengths and weaknesses. For this individual business, it was an increase in cash flow, a concern on inflation, a weakness was upset customers, employees not being able to communicate properly. And what were some of the opportunities? Well, consideration of cash discounts, improved company balance sheet, but some of the threats, and it's always important to think about the threats, the risk, the engagement that's taking place. How could competitors react to this? How might it affect the overall business? And what is the risk that might be imposed from the decisions that you're looking to make? From here, let's decide what is your decision. What did you decide and why did you make that decision? Well, in this case, the customer that we were working with, they decided for their business, increasing all pricing by 4%, offering customers a 3% discount if they paid by cash or check would be the best solution to maximize the strengths, reduce the threats, and create any opportunities while overcoming their weaknesses. And from there, we wanted to make sure that the decision was going to be something we were going to be able to gauge over time to make sure it was the right decision. So we wanted to make sure we set measurables. It's so important that when you make a decision, you have measurables set. And here, we're setting that profit, number of orders on a weekly basis, as well as the percentage of estimate to order conversion. And then we established what our key vitals were. Well, in this case, we want 11% net profit, 185 orders a week, and maintain a 40% ratio of win between estimates and orders. Establishing goals. As you make a decision and you come to conclusion that decision, it's so important to start establishing the next goals. What is going to be the operational tasks that are going to take place to make sure you can deliver out that decision that you made. So what are the key goals? And what are some of the boulders? What are some of the challenges that you're going to face? We talk about challenges a lot when we look at the professional builder. This is going to be integrated here because with decisions, there's going to be some challenges. And in this one, that this business was able to indicate was communication, making sure that not only their employees understood, but as well as their customers understood the challenges that they're going to make. And then next, what is the steps that we're going to do to move forward? Adjust pricing, market cash flow discounts, and develop communication plan. So there's so many different decisions. What I've learned throughout all the time that I've spent with individuals like you, it doesn't matter if it's a small decision like determining if you're going to add a fee to your end customer through purchasing, or if you're going to be buying another business, you're going to be starting another product line, you're going to be moving your family from one side of the country to another, you're going to be changing churches. Whatever decision is, they are impactful on our life. And I have a friend, a good friend, that we'll be interviewing in a podcast coming up, that he has made some huge decisions throughout his life, and they've taken him down a journey, and he's very blessed at where he is. But when he looks back at some of the decisions that he's made, it's remarkable how it has led him to where he is. So if you're not a follower of our podcast, by all means, take a moment and do so, because there's some great content that we add behind the scenes of what we're doing and who we're doing it with. But decisions come in all shapes and sizes, and it's so critical to have a plan for how you're going to make that decision. From here, we establish in the planner a decision journal. As simple as it is, just taking notes of the activities in progress. Here he said on September 20th, he made the decision to move forward with the price increase. He scheduled a staff meeting. On the 26th, he held that meeting. He talked about the benefits, the whys, how he came to that conclusion. And then from there, he sent out communication to his customers via newsletter. So beginning to outline the communication, your journaling, the thoughts that come through are going to give you a positive long-term effect on that decision. And you'll see more of that here in a moment. From here, we added in a page where you can outline your goals of that decision, dive into those a little deeper. We added that boulder sheet that we have in our business builder, so you can look through those individual boulders and determine what they are and how they're impacting the business and what risk that they're imposing and what action steps you're going to take to achieve success by overcoming that challenge. We have our strength finder that's going to help you take the strengths that you have in the organization so those opportunities that you outline can reach higher results than you expected. We added the impact sheet as well because through decisions there's going to be real impacts on the organization, and you're going to have to make process change and adaptations. As we discussed in previous videos, being able to address those adaptations and establish a trigger on when you're going to make change is so important, and you're going to have that take place through the same process of making your decisions. And lastly, and probably the most important piece, is whenever I've made a decision, I've never actually stuck with the true outcome of what that decision was. As I made the decision, week after month, after quarter, after year, I've made small tweaks that better improve my thinking, that I get better results based off of the information I learned from the decision. So we put a page in here that really helps you track what is your results. In week 1, what did you expect? What happened? How did your vitals actually turn out? What was the goal versus the result? And then being able to speak to them. In this case, the goal of conversion was 40%, the result was 35%. Well, was that because of the price increase, or was it because of other factors? Being able to indicate that and know that and write that down, and then being able to take action on that is huge, because if we can make adaptations to our decisions along the way, as they affect our results that we've set through the measurables of our vitals, we can see positive ground being made. And we establish that process through reviewing it then on a monthly, 3-month basis, 6-month, and a year-month basis. And when we get to this year, we can jump back and say, how does that align with our vitals that we had set for ourselves in the very beginning? And from this, every time that I've done this, I've recognize that over the course of a year, if I made the adaptations, the process changes, and I made small tweaks as I went through this decision, the outcome was always better than I expected it. And that's why on the right side, we made a place where you could then organize what those adaptations were, what triggered them, a place for notes, what was your final results, what was the outcome. In hindsight, if there was an opportunity to change something, what would it be that you would change? How did your role change through this decision process? Were you the communicator that you thought you would be, or were you the person that was leading the pack? Guys and gals, this decision journal is going to help you, your organizations, your teams, not only make better decisions, but to be able to track those decisions and make sure you're on the right path, as well as it's going to help you understand how you work internally so that as you make decisions moving forward, you're better and more capable of a stronger outcome. If you learned one thing from this video, by all means, take a minute, subscribe to our channel, and like it, because there's others that are facing the same concerns that you are, and we want to be able to provide these opportunities to each and every one that's out there. We are a community that supports each other, and we grow each other up, and that's what we're going to do here today. If you guys, by all means, have any questions about this, please hit the comments below. Myself, somebody in the community, I promise will answer your needs. And if you want to learn more about our planning system, by all means, hit the description, jump over to Key2SuccessPlanner.com, learn about how we can help you organize and structure your life beyond just the decisions you're making, but what is it that you're scheduling for yourself? What is your big ideas and goals for the coming year? These are all things that this planner has done for me, and I'm sure it'll do it for you. And Lord willing, hopefully, we will see each and every one in the next video. God bless. The impact sheet has been added to this as well, and I'm fly.